guess we should be back. Oh. We should be back. Let's go back. Should be good. All right, so you go into this word occupied. Let's get it in the Greek.
Strong's G 4231. Pragmatuomai.
Pragmatuomai. All right, it says to be occupied in anything, to carry on business of a banker or trader. Okay, and we have to understand that this is business, man. You know, that's why when we're in this truth, okay, we have to understand that we're tasked to expand the business of Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shai. As Yahweh Shai, you know, as they was looking for him in the temple, you know, he was already building, all right, the brand. You know, he was in there with the doctors and the lawyers of the law, and he was going in, you know, he was going in, he was handling business, man. Okay, so as they looking for him, he said, you know, all right, that I'm about my father's business. He was occupied, okay? He understood the severity of the assignment, okay? And as we come into this thing, all right, and as we grow and mature and understand more and more what this thing is about, we should understand the assignment, okay? And we're here to grow in Yahweh Shai and to elevate, all right, the brand, okay? Because the brand is Yahweh Shai, you know, and we are an extension of that brand. And he gave us gifts. He gave us the resources needed to elevate ourselves, man. You know, you got different brothers. They got different talents, you know, and as we, you know, link, you know, we fellowship, camp, you know, we're able to build off each other, trade talents, you know, and be built up, you know. And just like Elder Apostle Tahar said, you know, brothers should be getting into everything, man. You know, understanding things like, because as we, you know, elevate and brand, we should elevate and understand it, man. You know, and we should be occupied, you know, in a lot of different things, man. You know, tapping in, okay? Because I said that's a trait of nobility, really being tapped into how things work, the origin of things, the history of things, the functioning of things, okay? When you go to Proverbs chapter 18 in verse 1, it says, through desire, a man having separated himself, seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. Okay? It says through desire. So first, wisdom has to become a desire. You know? Like we should desire wisdom, understanding, you know, and we should be into everything like Elder Apostle Tahar went into. Like, we should be into calendars, okay? We should be into the herbs, we should be into words, we should be into history, geopolitics. Like, we really should be into everything. Every brother got their gift, you know, and, you know, we put a lot of emphasis on the gift that we're given, okay? But even in that gift, you know, hey, we got to branch out, you know, do, you know, try new things, do new things, as the scriptures say. You know, because the biggest learner, all right, the biggest way to learn is trial and error. Okay, hands-on, getting experiencing things, man. You know, and the scriptures promote that. All right, when you go to Sirach 39, I believe. Okay, might be 37. Let me see. Yep, it's Sirach 37 and 27. It says, matter of fact, I started 26. It says, a wise man shall inherit glory among his people, and his name shall be perpetual, man. You see, because as we elevate, you know, in our brand, okay, it says leading to a everlasting glory. You know, we're elevating to an everlasting glory. See, Esau think on the left hand side that he's going to elevate through technology and witchcraft to godhood. Okay? That's what Esau is attempting to do, which we know he's going to fail. All right? But on the right-hand side, the Lord has given us a path through Yahushua. That's why Yahushua says, well, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. You know? So if you want to be the greats, you got to study the greats, man. So you look at Yahushua, okay? You look at the King Davids, the Daniels, and you see how they was moving in the earth. You know, the integrity that they had, the steadfastness, okay? The discipline, that they will have. All right? You still have a fast, that people call today the Daniel fast. And that was just Daniel being disciplined. He didn't do that to start a trend, okay? To start a health trend. No, he did that, for the sake of seeking Yahweh Shema Shai, and that's still a legacy today. You see, look at Daniel, he was constantly adding, to his brand. He was constantly elevating in his brand, to where he was pretty much the most trusted man in the earth at one time, all right? Because he was under the superpowers. He was in the courts of these different kings that were superpower, but he was the most trusted man, and he kept elevating. He kept elevating in Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. Okay, and he began to naturally elevate, in the world. Okay, and Daniel was into things, man. He knew chemistry. He knew how to, Bell and the dragon. He knew how to make, an explosive. Okay. It doesn't go into depth, but Daniel was into some things, man. Okay, he was constantly adding, to that brand. He was of that stock of Israel. He was the stock of the king's seed, and that we're of, those first fruits, we're of that, because you go into the first fruit, it goes into the superior, all right, of those in this class, man. So we're of the first fruits. There's a certain standard, there's a certain expectation, a criteria that's expected, man, more than everyone else. Okay? That's why those first fruit had to be more disciplined, had to be more patient, have to be more occupied, okay, or given more responsibility. Okay? Because hey, that's what's expected. Because when you go to here, it says Sirach 37 and 27, my son, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. So it said, prove thy soul. Prove goes into trying, and we got to try things, man, because there's different, foods that affect each brother different herbs that affect, brothers different, certain diets that affect brothers different, man, certain study, regimens that affect brothers different, you see. And the only way to really know these things is to try these things, man. And to elevate in our brand, we got to continue to pour into ourselves, man. Constantly pouring into ourselves and elevate the brand, man. Okay? Like this time next month, all right? Hey, we should be a month's worth better than what we are today. We should know a little more. We should understand a little more. We should have more perspectives. We should have, we should know more about our body, and we should know more things, understand more things, and let's elevate in the brand. The Lord wants us to continue to elevate, man, and be tapped into this, because nothing outside of this matters, man. Everything else played out. We're not traditional men. Okay, we're not here to live these traditional lives like everyone else. No, we're here to tap into this. We're here to be locked into this. Okay, building this up. Okay, of course we know that we got to have revenue to cover our overhead. You see, that's already understood. Okay, but we can't get entangled into these things to where we can't elevate our brand in Yahushua. Okay, because you go here. Let's get that word brand real quick. So you go to brand, all right, which they can go into a mark. You brand your cattle, okay. So but when you go here, it says as means of marking ownership or quality of property. as means, all right, of marking ownership or quality of property, man, in which we know we've been bought and paid for, okay, by Yahweh Shai. Okay, when you go here, you know, and going back to proving our soul, see was good for it, was evil for it, and giving not thyself unto it, knowing what to cut off, man. You know, it's something bad for the brand, you gotta cut it off. Okay, that's why you got these, you know, these athletes get certain sponsors. Well, there's a certain conduct that's required, you know, for these, you know, these athletes or entertainers or whatever. They get these certain sponsorships. There's certain things they can't do because that brand has a particular image. Okay, so there's certain things, all right, that they don't want to be associated, you know, with this property, man. Okay, just with Yahweh Shai. You know, there's a certain conduct, there's a certain quality that's expected, you know, as we are an extension of Yahweh Shai. You know, there's some do's and don'ts. Okay, and the Lord expects us to constantly get better at these things, man. You know, and improve on these things, man, become more efficient, you know, within the brand. So you go from there. Let's get that in. I think that's Acts. The book of Acts, the 20th chapter. Okay, Acts 20 and 28. All right, it says, take heed to yourselves. All right, therefore, it said, take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock over the which the Holy Spirit have made you overseers. You know, and the main thing is said, what? Take heed to yourselves, man. Okay, what does it mean, take heed to yourself, man? That's self-examination, man. You know, that constant inward, looking inwardly, you know, seeing what could be done better on our end, man. Always trying to see, what is the Spirit saying? How is the Spirit dealing? What direction is the Spirit flowing? You know, really taking heed. All right, because there's certain points that the Lord wants us to elevate, man. Just talking to different brothers, man. You know, brothers, you know, are beginning to, you know, drink less. You know, everybody, you know, a lot of brothers changing up the diets, you know, fasting more. Okay, brothers, you know, into the classical music. Brothers is into, you know, the tincture stuff. Like, brothers is really, the Spirit really just on elevate, man. You know, as we're going into, you know, the true new year, okay, which ultimately is the start of tomorrow evening, you know, the first new moon of the first month. Okay, and this is a good time, you know, to reset, man. Fast, you know, it's a great time to fast, man. You know, it's a great time, you know, to reflect, to withdraw from certain things, you know, get that clarity. All right, as we come into the time of, you know, moving, going into the Feast of Unleavened Bread. As we know, of course, we remove the leaven from the house. All right, but the main point is the Spirit of moving leavening from within us, man. You know, those unwanted qualities, man. Okay, and it takes examining and being truthful with ourselves, man. You know, because there's certain things, you know, that you can be bullheaded with, and it's stunning your growth. There's certain things that you may think might be okay, you know, that's off, and it'll stunt your growth. It'll stunt our growth, man. You know, because we have because you know, we lie to ourselves, try to justify things that are off. Okay, try to keep BS around as a part of our character, man. It'll stunt our growth. You know, because if we're not honest with ourselves, we can't get a true evaluation. Like, if we're not gonna be honest, there's really no point of having a self-examination. If we're not gonna be honest, okay, with the things that we see, you know, really looking and examining, like, okay, shit, that's off. You know, that gotta change. That gotta, you know, you see. And the Lord put us in circumstances to acknowledge these things, man. The Lord shakes shit up for us to acknowledge shit. You know, we're never the victim in the situation. That victim shit ain't no victim in this truth. Okay, only growth. You see, ain't no victimhood, man. Okay, we're never the victim. There's always a chance for us to reflect when the Lord shakes shit up, you know, and really see, okay, what's my next move in the spirit? What direction I need to go in the spirit? What is the spirit saying to me in this situation? Okay, and we take that adjustment and we begin to what? Elevate the brand. You know, we begin to elevate, okay, the brand of Yahweh Shai. Okay, so it begins with what? Taking heed. All right, it says, take heed therefore unto yourselves and to all the flock over the which the Holy Spirit have made you overseers to feed the church of the Most High, which he have purchased with his blood. So the church is the property of Yahweh Shai. Okay, well, we were bought, we were paid for with a price, man. That sacrifice, you know, and that sacrifice was an investment. That was an investment that Yahweh Shai made into us, man, for us to carry on, all right, the brand, the legacy, man. Okay, of men, you know, that will give their lives over to teaching his word, edifying, you know, even be willing to die if need be for what we believe, man. Okay, as Yahweh Shai is what? The author and finisher of our faith, you know, which you go into the word author in the Greek, the definition is a pioneer. Okay, so Yahweh Shai left a legacy, okay, or a brand. You know, he left, you know, an example of how to be, you know, and that's what we build on. We build and add onto their legacy, man. Okay, Yahweh Shai was about the Father's business, man, and he was sharp. Okay, Yahweh Shai was on point, you know. So as we, you know, grow into this thing, you know, it's all about elevate, man, you know, in whatever way. And it don't matter how small, as long as we're constantly trending up, you know. And you have setbacks, but like the brother now was speaking on, you know, our old lows, our new highs should be our old, our new lows should be our old high. Because we fall, as scriptures say, just man fall 7 times and get up. Okay, but we should be falling up. We shouldn't be falling backwards. We shouldn't be falling down to 0. Okay, because you can go to 20, then fall back to 10. Okay, then you can go to 30, fall back to 20. So now your old highs is your new lows, you know, because it should be an uptick. It should be a constant uptick. And everybody different. This is according to the spirit. You know, brothers grow in different rates, you know. Brothers, you know, make leaps and bounds. Some brothers, you know, make steps. But at the end of the day, it's all growth, you know, and everybody benefit. Okay? And it comes with us being tapped into this, man. Okay? When you go to here, show you that Yahweh Shai, you know, is about their growth. You go to this parable in the book of Mark, chapter 4, and verse 30, and it says, and he said, whereunto shall we liken the kingdom of the Most High, or with what comparison shall we compare it? It is like a grain of mustard seed, which when it is sown in the earth, it is less than all the seeds that be in the earth. But when it is sown, it groweth up, and becometh greater than all the herbs, and shooteth out great branches, so that the fowls of the air may lodge under the shadow of it, man. Okay? So the kingdom was likened unto a mustard seed, which is a small seed. Okay? And when it's planted, okay, it begins to grow all the herbs and trees of the field. So you take that seed that was planted in Elder Abba Bivens, you know, to go into Yahweh Shai. Okay, that spirit that was planted in Elder Abba Bivens, and then you look at the fruits of that seed. All right, where you have GMS, you know, branches all throughout the earth. Okay, and affiliate camps that, you know, teach, you know, the same doctrine and truth and sincerity. All right, so you have that that seed, and now you have all the branches that are sprung off that one seed. Okay, and as we, you know, are all branches, okay, of Yahweh Shai. All right, each branch, you know, should be increasing. You know, each branch, you know, as we're connected to the true vine, Yahweh Shai. All right, we're expected to give increase. That's why you go into, you know, he expects fruit from each branch. He expects a return from each branch. Okay, that's why you go to St. John, chapter 15. All right, it's the book of St. John, chapter 15, and verse 1. It says, I am the true vine, okay, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. Okay, so anything that's not productive, anything that's not growing, anything that's not elevating, the Lord takes away. Okay, he didn't bring us here just to be no chicken eat niggas in turbans. Okay, you know, ain't growing. You know, we still got nigga mentality. We still ain't elevated. We still think like, you know, still have a perspective of nigga culture. You know, not growing, not being born again. Nah, you know, not toiling in this thing, not, you know, not giving ourselves to this thing, man. You know, increasing. Okay, and the Lord, hey, how shall I say, every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth, that it may bring forth more fruit. So every branch, all right, that is bringing fruit, the Lord purges. You know, he'll purge that branch, cut things away. That's how you notice when you come into the truth, things start being cut away. The Lord start exposing things with particular people around you. You know, he'll expose things at this job, you know, certain toxic situation the Lord to get us out of, because he need us in a position to bear fruit. You know, like it's certain things that the Lord will begin to remove from around us so we can continue to bear fruit and be fruitful in this thing, man. Okay, one thing I've noticed in this truth, that how the Lord deals with his men, okay, he'll start to make moves and he'll start to, you know, expose things and really remove particular things so his men can stay productive, you know, because the branches are what? The men. Okay, and then it says the birds of the fowls of the air come lodge in. That's the congregation. You know, so the Lord will purge certain branches so they can be strong for the congregation, man. Okay, that's why, you know, the Lord he'll jack certain situations up so he can remove things, man. Okay, so we have to understand that Yahweh Shai is about his men constantly elevating their brand. Okay, because each Israelite man is an extension of, okay, Yahweh Shai. Okay, and the women and children fall under their order. Okay, so going back, reading verse 2 again, it says, every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away, and every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Okay, so we always want to be in a position to where, you know, we have this space, you know, we're clear-minded to elevate in this truth, man. Not entangled with the affairs of this world, all right? Not bogged down, you know, with vanity and things that don't matter, okay? But always, you know, available as much as possible, okay, to increase, man, okay? Let's go here. The scriptures say this as well. When you get the book of Sirach, right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 38 and verse 25. It says, how can he get wisdom that holdeth the plow? Verse 24, this is the point. It says, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure, and he that have little business shall become wise. You know, because we begin to draw back more and more from this world. You know, like there's sacrifice, man, like because if you're entangled in this world, not only does it affect your physical strength, but it affects your mental strength. And you have nothing left to really pour into the ministry because you can be so occupied in the affairs of this world. Man. You can have, too much going on, trying to chase, certain things and trying to build up, to a certain thing, which there's nothing wrong with improving your situation, but we always have to look at the trade-off. Before we endeavor into something, we have to look at, okay, how much am I going to give up in the spirit? Is it going to affect my increase in the spirit? That should be the first thing we should consider before taking on any new endeavor is, okay, how much is this going to affect my spirit? Is this going to take away from my increase in my ability to elevate in the spirit? Okay? And as we really grow in Yahushua, we begin to decrease. Like some brothers, lifestyles decrease so we can increase in Yahushua. Because everything comes with a sacrifice and a trade-off. Because you can increase in the world and decrease in Yahushua. You can build your brand in this world. Okay? You can build status and clout in this world, but then decrease in Yahushua. And it's like, what's the point? Because this world passes away, and this world is wicked. This is nothing to, there's no point of elevating in this world. Okay, first, we just finna gonna be destroyed. Okay, secondly, it's all in wickedness and vanity, man. The only way to elevate in this world is to give more of yourself to this beast system. Okay, but we should be in the spirit of giving more of ourselves to Yahushua, man. And elevating in that brand, which is gonna pay off forever. Okay, when this pay off, everything is taken care of forever. Okay, because you can elevate in this world, all right, and it's temporal. Okay, the Lord can cause one thing to happen and you back to square zero. But you elevate in this truth, okay, then this is going to have an eternal payoff. Nothing in this world offers an eternal payoff. Nothing in this world offers, all right, new bodies, okay, spiritual powers, okay, unlocking, new wisdom, in those new bodies, okay, rulership forever. Nothing in this world offers anything similar to what we have in Yahushua, okay? So as we increase, in Yahushua, we begin to become less occupied in this world. And one thing about it, making Yahushua a priority, remember, he's a king. Okay? It's light work for the Lord to make adjustments in our day-to-day, where things fall in our lap, to why day-to-day is taken care of, man. Okay? I'm a witness, the more, the more I'm occupied in Yahushua, the more he causes things to happen, in my day-to-day, to where I'm freed up for him. And that's what this thing is about. All right? Because time, that's why I say, read verse 24 again, the wisdom of a learned man cometh by opportunity of leisure. Okay? Which is that study time, man. Okay? That true grind, that labor, that toiling, that getting into things, man. Okay? And it says, and he that have little business shall become wise. So we can't be overoccupied. All right? And everything in this world is vanity, man. Everything in this world leads to nothing. Okay? The brand that we should be investing in is Yahushua. Okay? And I'll go here. Let's see, brother got a couple on the comment board. This is the book of Matthew. This is Brother Hopeful Elect 3. All right. The book of Matthew, chapter 16 and 25. It says, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it. And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it, man. And that's beautiful because we really found ourselves in Yahushua. Like J. Cole had this song, Love Yours, and says there's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. And then you think on a carnal level, and you'll look at people that have more money, more clout, more status, okay, popular, you're respected, or this world, you know, and you would think like, man, because we grew up, you know, idolizing, you know, these men that was, you know, celebrities and athletes in this world, you know, and we wanted their life, you know, we imitated them, you know, tried to play like we had it, you know, tried to mimic that shit, man. Okay, but as we decreased in this world and increased in Yahushua, we really found out this is who I am, you know, because when we was in the world, you know, and trying to imitate, you know, it was forced, you know, like it was a thing, we was forcing it, trying to be like these niggas and trying to live like that and trying to put on, like it was a thing of being forced, man. You know, but as we put that off, we've been born again. Now it's like, okay, damn, this is what I am. Okay, this is who I am. This is what I am in Yahushua, and I wouldn't trade it off for nothing, man. I don't want to be none of these niggas out here in the world, man. You know, okay, what niggas got, what records they got, you know, how much they respected, you know, the following they got, the money. I don't want to be none of these niggas in the world, man. You know, I really enjoy what Yahushua is doing with me. You know, I'm in love with the journey. You know, I'm in love with becoming what Yahushua meant for me to be from the beginning. And we all should come into that perspective, man. You know, because we really done found our life. We really done found our purpose, man. Nothing else matters outside of this. Okay, we have an opportunity to serve Yahushua, man. Be a part of the courts of Yahushua forever, man. You know, well, this gonna be forever. Like this ain't gonna be no falling off and talking about what you used to have in the kingdom. No, you're always gonna be in your lot, man. Whatever it is under Yahushua, man. Okay, so we really found our life. So we found our life. Now we began to invest into it, to pour into it, man, to spend that time, man, to separate and sacrifice certain things and really pouring into ourselves, man, because we found who we are. You know, like I said, we don't have to fake it. We don't have to pretend to be a certain way. We don't have to do things just what they say, do it for the gram. Nah, man, we just can live. We just can be. And that's going to be the beautiful thing about the kingdom. We just can be. Okay, we're not going to have to tiptoe to do righteous. Okay, we're not gonna have to hold back like, nah, man, we're just gonna be, you know, and it comes with finding ourselves in Yahushua. Okay, so read that again. That's from the brother Yahweh. All right, Matthew 16:25. It says, "For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it," man, because we lost those old ambitions that we had. Okay, what we thought prosperity was, what we thought success was. No, the true prosperity is growing in Yahushua. There's nothing more pleasing than when Yahweh Shai shows that he's dealing. You know, when the Lord shows that he's dealing, there's nothing more pleasing than that, man. Okay, you can't get that from money. You can't get that from being popular. You can't get that from the praise of this world. You can't get that from a woman. Okay, you can't get that from the best liquor and wine, the best food. Okay, nothing can replace that feeling of knowing that Yahweh Shema Shai is dealing. When the Lord shows that he's dealing, man, you know, nothing is above that. You see? So, going back into it, let's get this over here. Let's get this in the book of, I think that's that 1 Timothy 4. Yep, this is 1 Timothy 4 and 14. It says neglect. All right, 144. It says neglect not the gift that is in thee. You see, because hey, we all been given a gift. And the scriptures say neglect not the gift. Okay, so what they say in the world, you don't use it, you lose it. Okay, so the scriptures say neglect not the gift. You see, so what, we should invest in the gift. Well, opposite of neglecting something is what? To invest in it. Time, resources. Okay, you got certain athletes Okay, they spend, hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars in their body, on their body. Okay, you see, got a bunch of athletes, because they say, I was talking to a guy, who's a trainer, and he said the big difference between, athletes that are hurt all the time, athletes that you don't see hurt that much, it goes into, the conditioning. All right, because you got a lot of athletes, they just wing it, because they so naturally gifted, and they don't really invest a lot into their health, man. They don't get into the, the peculiarities and the tediousness of their health, and you see them injured all the time. Okay, because he said you have to be trained a certain way just to keep up with their level of competition. Like your body, has to be trained in a particular way to keep up with their level of competitiveness, and not get injured. Now, certain things can happen, like you can't get injured, but the chances of you getting injured go up when you neglect, the advanced, conditioning and health, But you got certain athletes, like Travis Henry, it say he spent like $250,000 on his body, and they was going to how, he don't eat till like 4 or 5 in the evening. So it says when he plays, those games in the afternoon, say he's playing in the fasted state. Like he's playing the full game, in the fasted state. All right, and he's trained his body like that, and you rarely see him hurt, and you still see the level that he's able to perform. Okay, because he's not neglecting, his health, his conditioning. So he's really investing into his gift, and many, other athletes as well. But that was just the latest example I remember. All right, but as we have this gift in Yahushua, how much more should we invest into it, man? Okay, that's why Yahushua, the Apostle Paul. Matter of fact, let's get it, then we'll go back to that. That's why the Apostle Paul would always make the analogy, with sports. Okay, Greco-Rome, all right, was big when it came to sports, in games. Okay, and as he's teaching to, these Israelite foreigners that was into those customs, okay, he will make the analogy with the games, and being in the spirit. All right, it's 1 Corinthians 9:24. It says, "Know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but only one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain." Okay, so it says, so run that we may attain. Showing that what, man, that hey, we got to have some output. It's a toil, it's a labor. Okay, so it says, "And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible." And you go here to temperate, okay, because these athletes, they don't neglect the natural gifts that they have. And that's why you see a lot of guys with these natural abilities, super fast, can jump, explosive, and strong. All right, you see them back in the hood, because they never invested into their gift. Because raw talent only gets you so far, and it come a time to where you're gonna have to start investing. Okay, because that's what begins to separate, okay, the greats from everyone else. Well, that separate even the professionals. Just to be a professional is something. It takes a certain level of discipline. Okay, and then when you're a professional, all right, what separates the greats, from the rest of the professionals, all right, is, the discipline, the investment. Okay, so when you go to the word temperate in the Greek,
Strong's G 1467. Ekratuamai.
All right, it says to be self-controlled, all right, continent, to exhibit self-government, conduct oneself temporally, man. And that's another thing that we had, that we're constantly maturing in, is that self-government. Okay, because we come from a culture, all right, nigga culture, to where there's absolutely no discipline. Okay, It's pretty much glorified. It's glorified for you to destroy yourself. You know, that's a thing of glory amongst nigga culture, to destroy yourself. Poor diet, okay, drug abusers, poor sleep, okay. Everything is just at the base level, you know, coming from the culture that we come from. So us being, you know, self-discipline, self-government, okay, to where you don't need no one, you know, to constantly remind you or tell you, okay, like we should know when it's time to fall back from particular things, okay, when it's time to fast, when it's time to let certain things go, when it's time to, all right, read more, you know, when it's time to research things, when it's time to be on our watch. It's a lot going on in prophecy, so we should be self-governed, okay. And that's another thing too, because when you play high school sports, okay, you have a schedule, okay, you have a schedule that you have to stick to. You see, you know, you have a practice, you know, during school. Okay, you have a, you know, workout during school. You have, you know, Tuesdays. Okay. In college, you know, you have a lot of times, you know, you have people pretty much supervising you. Okay, through these things. But as you get to a professional, guess what? Now you got all this money, plus you got all this free time, because you're only required to go to, you know, mandatory workouts and, you know, mandatory practice. But after that, you know, hey, that's all your time. You see, and a lot of athletes get caught up in those lifestyles, and you see, you know, that their lifestyle gets the best of them, you know, kicking it and hanging out. All right, but you got different athletes like Kobe, okay, that he will always, you know, he will be self-governed, because there's certain athletes, they're self-governed, you know, when they practice outside of the mandatory practice, you know, because Kobe was like, he woke up at 4 a.m, you know, he would work out, eat, and he said, look, if I do this for 5 years, I'll be so much far ahead of these guys that just work out for the mandatory workouts. And that's when Kobe said he started to see the separation on the court, when he started to separate how he practiced, man, how he worked out. Okay, so these guys are that, you know, locked in, they that tapped in just to say they won the damn NBA Finals, man. Okay, how much more tapped in we should be? Because Kobe, what was he doing? He was building to his brand. Okay, to where, you know, you got to talk about him. You know, you see, you always got to bring him up when you talk about the greatest. You know, because he was constantly adding to his brand. He was elevating in his brand. Okay, so how much more us in Yahweh Shai? You see, you should be in that spirit of constantly elevating that brand, tapped in, you know, competing with the old. No, we should be competing with our old self. Okay, you know, we should never be in cruise control in this thing, man. We always should be downshifting, man, to the next gear. Okay, so this is the last definition in temperance. It says, in a figure drawn from athletes who, in preparing themselves for the games, abstain from wholesome food, wine, and sexual indulgence. Okay, so you got certain boxers, you know, they're, you know, in fight camp, they abstain from certain foods. Okay, you know, from drinking, you know, from sex. Okay, being tapped in. Okay, and every brother, you know, is in a different situation. Okay, but we all have the ability, you know, to abstain from things and tap in, you know, and that gives us clarity, man. Okay, and it's a balance. Going back to every brother different, you know, what's required, you know, from a brother might not be required from this brother. Okay, all right. People gonna be naturally offended, you know, because we have to separate. We can't be. We're not going to be available. Okay, when those fighters go to those fight camps, they're not available. Okay, you can't get to them like that. Okay, because they tapped in. And how much more us in the spirit. That's why Apostle Paul say what? The time is short. They that had wives be as though they had none. Okay? Because there's certain moments in the truth, man, where, hey, we're tapped in. You know, we at fight camp. This, you know, Esau, look at Esau. Esau tapped in. Okay? You think them Edomites is laid up some goddamn where? Okay, chilling and kicking it and you know, playing the PlayStation all goddamn day. Nah, man, he tapped in. He in the lab. This nigga's in the lab. He's listening. He's watching. He's trying to see. He tapped in. So we have to be in that spirit on the right hand side. Okay, Esau trying to elevate his brand. Okay, goddamn AI nigga, super AI, super duper AI nigga. You see, Unc going all out for his brand, man. You see, so we gonna go out for ours, man. We gonna go all out for ours, man. Abaratazah. So let's go back to 1 Timothy, and we'll end it here. All right. I know, brothers. Yep. Come. All right. This is 1 Timothy 4, and 14 it said, "Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery. Meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all." And it says, give thyself wholly unto them. Meditate on these things, man. Tapped in, you know, really tapped into this thing, meditating like this should be, we should be consumed with this, man. You know, this is what we live, eat, and breathe. This is our life. Okay, this is what we do now. Okay, this is what we do now. Okay, and it says, take heed to thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing these thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee, man. You know, because we're not the only one that benefit from us elevating the brand. Okay, because there's going to be whole family saved, man. You know, the church believers, those that just listen. You know, these people, the believers that are tuned in, they're being built up to endure these times, man, to be delivered. You know, and it comes with, you know, it starts with those, you know, the men, you know, that was allotted to teach this word, you know, to constantly elevate the brand, you know, set new highs, set new expectations. Okay, as we grow in this thing, as we mature in this thing, man, you know, just as you would expect, you know, you would expect more of your 14-year-old son than you expect of your 5-year-old son. Okay, you're gonna expect more. You're gonna expect them to what? Elevate. Okay, to be able to take on more responsibility. Okay, to be entrusted with more. All right, and that's what the Lord expects from us, man. You know, as we toil and we grow in this thing. So that's the point. You know, Lord will, you know, you brothers, all right, and you sisters, okay, we're edified. Once again, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Kakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect. Shalom.